So let's get some, if you don't mind, Jennifer, we've got lots of comments coming through on
Sure.
some of our platforms. Let's stream the first one really quick, Yahada.
I'm looking at some
Yeah,
too.
and it's like, I think this guy says, oh, sounds familiar. She had an interview with the Epoch Times. So you've been interviewed by the Epoch Times. Now let's go to Jack Brown. So
Sorry
first of
if
all,
it's
I want to
redundant.
yeah, right. Go ahead and stream Jack's. Great interview. I want to thank you, Jack, for putting Jennifer and I in touch with each other. Thank you so much. She did at the first show talk about her gymnastics history, and really, Jennifer, you were fighting for children's rights 10 years ago when you came out about what was going on in the USA Gymnastics thing. I mean, really.
Yeah, it was in 2008 that my book was published. I wrote it in 2006, and it was really about the abuse of children in the Olympic movement, gymnastics specifically, but it's broader than that. And, that is one of the things, as my peers in the company would, urge me and insist that I need to stop, I would say, this is very consistent with views of mine that you have supported in the past. It is very consistent. It's broader, it's not just in the athletic community, but broader than that, but advocating for children. I mean, the fact is the only reason they didn't want me to say it is because some people didn't like it. It violated the narrative, and people got angry about it. A very small percentage of employees were very vocal, and then there was the sort of social media mob. They were fine sending their kids to school. Their children were all in school. So again, it was never on the merits. It was about not making people mad, not saying a true thing that upset people. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to not say the truth because it's upsetting to people. Not when children are at stake, not when speech is at stake.
Absolutely.
Anyway, yes, it was an extension of my child advocacy, but it's interesting. The story I told about how at first when I spoke out about the sport and was, my first cancellation, I kind of, because everyone came around 10 years later, I kept that close to me as I was doing this, right? Like I kept thinking like, oh, if you speak truth and you make sense and you're diplomatic and you're nice and you're, all of these things, people will come along eventually. And they will, but it wasn't soon enough. They beat me to the buzzer and I lost my job. So